on Facebook from McMinnville, Oregon. I don't know if you can tell, but we are totally Corona, COVID compliant. We're essential. We're open to take care of patients, and I'm going to give you some information. I'm summarizing about 8 to 10 newspapers a day now, and other, of course, lots of this stuff on the internet. And there's a lot of talk. Today I'm going to focus on, I don't know if you can tell, you see I got my Corona haircut here? This is my Corona haircut. I can't go and get a haircut because the hairdresser, my barber's closed. But in any case, and then I got this thing here, see, so I'm not going to have it on right now because otherwise you might not be able to hear, because see, it's like this and you might not hear me so good. So maybe I'm going to do this. The point is this: there's been a lot of talk recently in the quote-unquote alternative press relative to how to handle the coronavirus without taking drugs and vaccines, which is, I'm not going to get into that. I'm just going to tell you what you can do based on the nutrition and biochemical research. Now, what I'm going to tell you might not be PC in terms of the current propaganda relative to vitamin D and vitamin C and some other supplements that are being sold, but I am going to tell you the truth relative to the nutrition and the biochemistry of vitamin C and vitamin D. So, for example, we have, to save yourself maybe from buying some product, the things that we recommend are, this is why I tell patients to give me a call if they have any questions, because each part of this immune system situation has an equation. Ionizable calcium is very important, which is our CalMag balance. Vitamin C is very important, which is Flavo-C. Immune support is very, very important for the whole immune system. And then there's Inflaplex, particularly for the inflammation and any type of respiratory situation. And then there's the cod liver oil / butter oil for the vitamin D. All of these are very important for the equation. However, rather than go and buy all this stuff right now, you can do one of two things. You can call me up later and I'll go through it with you. And number two, I'm going to show you right here what you can do at home before buying any of this stuff. Because traditionally, vitamin C is essential for the immune system, and it's very good for infections. And it's very good for oxygen carrying capacity of the blood. Good oxygen, good nutritional blood, your body's immune system rises up, and that's what this is. So we're talking gas and oil here relative to your body. Vitamin C was discovered by Georgi Zen years ago. It was summarized. This book, I've been doing podcasts, by the way, and you can look up Dr.Siegfried's Are Your Vitamins Destroying Your Health? And I spent about the last 6 to 9 months summarizing the information in the vitamins and medicine, and this is a summary of the vitamins and medicine, and then this is even a smaller summary of vitamin C. But the point is this: vitamin C was discovered years and years ago by Dr. Georgi Zen, and after all of and it was paprika and red peppers were one of the things that he found it in. After all of his research, thousands, not just his, but thousands of research articles and experiments and everything that were done, he said ascorbic acid, which is what people are consuming today as vitamin C, is no good, because it's like calling the thumb your hand. Ascorbic acid is one part of the vitamin C complex, but the vitamin C complex has over 15 parts, but I'm just going to use the analogy. Ascorbic acid, which a lot of people are taking right now, is like calling your thumb your hand. Remember that, because it's not a complex. The only vitamin C was found as a complex in certain foods, and then they isolated out the most active factor, which they could isolate chemically in a lab, was ascorbic acid, and they made it in another lab, pharmaceutical lab, and it's made by Hoffman LaRoche Drug Company. They boil corn syrup and sulfuric acid. Now, I don't know about you, but it doesn't sound like a food to me. So you always want the food. In other words, vitamin C as ascorbic acid, look on the bottle, is the same as calling your thumb your hand. You don't want that. So forget that for a minute. Now let's go to real quick. What's a good, tremendous source of vitamin C? One of the sources of vitamin C, which is tremendous, is lemons and limes. I'm using lemons. What's a tremendous source of antibiotic activity? Good old honey. So here's how you do it. You go to the store and you get some lemons, okay? And then you get one of these little lemon squeezer things for like $1 or $2, and you squeeze them as best you can. Then I throw everything. Of course, these are well scrubbed. I throw the the rinds and everything in here, and then I get some of this local honey. I'm in McMinnville, Oregon, and this is Hannah's honey, fresh, raw, unfiltered honey. I don't know what it costs, but it's a lot cheaper than any of these supplements, and it might be just as effective for you. Although I do recommend this stuff, this is something you can do at home really simply, and it's really fun. So you squeeze the lemons, you put the rinds in there, you dump the honey in there, and you get a little bit of hot water, and you just shake it up like this, and then you put it in the fridge, take a couple shots a day, and there's your vitamin C, there's your natural antibiotic, and nighttime, some people take a little shot of whiskey, because you know whiskey kills any kind of virus too. So you can throw that in there if you want, but otherwise, just the shot of vinegar, apple cider vinegar, and, lemon and honey. You've also heard me talk about apple cider vinegar and honey. That's based on the work of Dr. Jarvis. These are his two books, Arthritis in Folk Medicine and Folk Medicine. I've been picking them off the internet like crazy lately because it's hard to find. And over 60, he practiced from 1904 to 1960, I think, when he died. These two books are a summary of his practice. His medical practice with vinegar and honey and kelp and iodine. Those were his four things for building up your immune system. And he did all kinds of infectious disease studies in the animal world and the human world with his vinegar and honey. So now you got vinegar and honey, you got lemon and honey, and there's your vitamin C, there's your antibiotics. And actually, another thing is, if you've ever heard of the Habsburg dynasty, which was, I think it was 1700 to 18 something, they had a big thing where they were trying to keep people out of their dynasty. I think it was in Austria, what's now Hungary, but that was part of the Habsburg dynasty. They used vinegar to, when they quarantined people, they would clean things down with vinegar, and they would have people drinking vinegar for their immune system. I don't know how they figured that out, but the point I'm trying to make is that's another reason why vinegar is so valuable. One other thing relative to the corona thing is one of the best things you could do is wash your hands in soap and water. That's based on another Habsburg, no, this was a Dr. Semmelweis, who was from Austria, and he had all the doctors washing their hands with soap and water to get rid of the bugs and the infections that they had when they weren't washing their hands after doing surgery back in the 1800s. They kicked them out of the hospital, they kicked them out of the medical society and everything else, but now soap and water is one of the most important things recommended by the CDC. Okay, so that's that. Now let's take another look here at this here, which is cod liver oil and butter oil. So again, all these thousands of references in this, that's a little bit of a summary. Here's a little bit more of a summary. What's the sum and substance? Vitamin D is very important for your skin. What's being advertised right now is vitamin D3. Again, your thumb, they're calling your thumb your hand. Vitamin D3 is one part of over 30 parts that are known about the vitamin D complex. And then there's another one, vitamin K. And it's like K2, I think it's K2, and it's an extract of a certain food. Okay, great. Where's the rest of it? Because you get K2, that's not Kilimanjaro, that's not like, that's not like Nepal. We're talking K2, the vitamin, and that's only one part. Again, it's like calling your thumb your hand. Where's the rest of it? You have, in this product right here, cod liver oil, you have vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin F, and vitamin K. And it's from an animal source, which is far superior, which means you get all of it, as opposed to vitamin K from a plant extract, or vitamin D3 from a chemical laboratory, vitamin D3 being called cholecalciferol. In fact, cholecalciferol, according to this research, again, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of references, vitamin D3 is toxic to the kidneys, messes up your calcium metabolism. Ionizable calcium, which is so important as a basic part of your calcium metabolism, feeds your white blood cell. So you're actually putting a chemical into your system, trying to stimulate it to do what it's supposed to do. It's kind of like whipping a tired horse, or running your car on fumes, or running your car with that radiator overheated because everybody's so stressed out right now. Doesn't work, only causes problems. Best solution for you would be to get cod liver oil, and this company here, greenpasture.org. greenpasture.org. They are making raw, fermented cod/butter oil. They have cod liver oil and cod/butter oil, It's blue ice royal fermented cod butter oil. And the reason I say this is because this. And then some people say, well, just go out into the sunshine and sit in the sun. Great idea, because it's valuable. However, Dr. Price, in his studies back in the 20s and 30s, in the sanitariums in, for example, Switzerland, where they're high up in the mountains and people would go there for tuberculosis because they thought the vitamin D was important for the immune system, which it is. But just the sunshine itself wasn't good enough because the diet was so poor, which is what caused the tuberculosis to begin with. So what happened was, Dr. Price started using cod liver oil on these TB patients, and all of a sudden they were getting better too, because the vitamin A and the vitamin F and the vitamin D from the sun was easier to convert the sunlight into vitamin D in the body for calcium metabolism. White blood cell count would go up, or they would help the white blood cells, get rid of the inflammation, on and on. Now, I'm going to stop there because I wanted to just give you a couple of pieces of information. If you want to call me, feel free to. 503-472-6550. You can email me at dunchiropracticclinic.com, and I'm happy to chat with you for a few minutes. I'm taking calls for a few minutes these days to help people get over the hump, so to speak, because people are confused. This is not confusing, folks. This is extremely simple. It's extremely empowering. It's extremely beneficial to you and your health, and it's based on very secure, nutritional, biochemical, whole food concentrate research. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.